Okay, it's Sunday morning, the 31st of May 2026, and I'm going to be talking about my trip to the UK Board Games Expo yesterday up at the NEC in Birmingham, and I'm also going to be doing an unboxing for these two fresh out expansions, SETI Space Agencies and Mage Knight Apocalypse Dragon. So, let's get going after the intro. I'm very aware that there are people just starting their day of buying and gaming on the Sunday at the Board Game Expo. I only did one day yesterday, the Saturday, which is what I've kind of traditionally done. Perhaps one year I'll stay up all weekend as my son did this year. Just going to look at some photos from the day, all of which are absolutely rubbish. But this is the first one. This is me looking full of hope and with a full wallet, about to be picked up by some friends to go to the expo. There's the motorway. Why did I take that photo? And there's me seconds after having photographed the motorway. And then I hardly took any photos at the expo itself. Okay, this is us queuing for our tickets. That's my friends Erin and Christian, who I met for the first time yesterday. Thank you to Erin's gaming group for making me feel very welcome when I played games with them later in the day. Lovely group of people. Erin and Christian gave me permission to put their photos in this video, but they were really excited at the time. They might regret that decision now. That's me and my son, who I met up with at the expo. As you can see, he is a miniature younger version of me. That's me next to some giant mechanoid model. And then there's a picture of my lunch. And lastly, and most importantly, that is my board game haul. You'll notice from this picture that I spent an inordinate amount on t-shirts, which are laid out at the front there. Those are all obscure film reference t-shirts, which I tend to wear when I'm doing these videos. Today I'm wearing the same one as I wore at the Board Game Expo yesterday. Doesn't smell too bad, I promise, but it's a War Games reference. Shall we play a game, which I thought was still most appropriate for this video. I spent so much money, way more than I was intending, but you know, it's that one day of the year when I can do that. I can blow the budget on some games that I will then have to find room for. So the UK Board Games Expo, it's the biggest now, as I understand it, in the world. Bigger than Essen, bigger than Gen Con. Just about anything you want games-wise, tabletop games-wise, is there. It now covers 5 halls of the National Exhibition Centre in Birmingham. And let's just quickly go through what I spent my money on, other than the t-shirts, before we do the unboxing. So, this was my target game. I am a huge, oh, I can't fit that in the frame. I am a huge Lord of the Rings fan. And a lot of reviewers are saying this is the best Lord of the Rings game that's out there. It was really expensive, but you know, this was £65. And I know it's being sold for more in other places, but still really expensive. So hopefully it'll live up to the hype. And like I say, that was a target game. I was only intending to try and get 2 things. I was planning to get that. I was planning to get this if it was out, which I wasn't sure it was. This was really expensive too. This is £48. A very expensive expansion, and as I understand it, there's not enough in the box to justify that cost. But if you're a Mage Knight fan like me, one of my all-time favourite games, that's an absolute must-have, and we'll unbox that in a moment. Had I expected this expansion to be out, it would also have been on my target list. I was not expecting it to be out, so I was kind of expecting myself just to get Fate of the Fellowship and the Mage Knight expansion. But I turned up and one of the very first things I see is SETI Space Agencies, which has been released in time for the expo. So we'll unbox that in a moment as well. What else did I get? Now this is another expansion. When you've got as many games as I have, and I'm sure some of you watching have, you tend to have to concentrate on expansions. Because you can't start a whole new game. But this is for quite a divisive game from reviewers. Not universal love for Beast, and to be honest, I'm in two minds about it. There are things I love and things I hate about Beast. But my games group really enjoy it. We've had a really good time with it, and that I suppose that's the main measure of a game, isn't it? So I got Beast, the expansion. I think that was about £25. It's got some miniatures and bits and pieces in there. I don't know a lot about this expansion, but as I understand it, there's a story element, which is I don't think it goes as far as saying it's a campaign, but I do like a story element, so we'll see. What else have I got? Another impulse purchase was an RPG, a starter set. Now there are two starter sets for the One Ring, which is a Lord of the Rings RPG. One was more expensive. This was the cheaper one. It looks really nice from the back, and I can kind of show you that. Looks like it's got lots of interesting bits and pieces there. I have had fun with the family before now on weekends doing role playing. I really liked Free League's Alien role playing game. So for £25, even if it's a one and done for a weekend, I think that's worth it. So pleased with that. Another impulse purchase, one that is much harder to justify. Sniper Elite. It's a hidden movement game. I have hidden movement games. For instance, Beast is a hidden movement game. I also have things like Hunt for the Ring, hidden movement, and my son has Fury of Dracula. So many hidden movement games out there. But this one's got snipers in it. Last and definitely least is this. It was a at the counter purchase. The woman said, I'll do it for you for, and then said a price, and I can't remember what it was, but I'm sure it was too much. This, I would be very pleased with this if I got this at a Chazza, a charity shop, but as it is, it's fine. Do you know, I've had a couple of games with it this morning, very quick and easy to learn. It's like a dice mitigation game, not one of the best I've ever played by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a pleasant diversion, and something that fits very easily in a bag if you're going on holiday and you think you might have to kill a bit of time. Okay, so those are all my purchases. Let's do an unboxing. Let's start with SETI and then we'll move to Mage Knight. Okay, so SETI Space Agencies. I bought the game SETI last year at the Expo. We haven't played it a huge amount, but when we have played it, we've really enjoyed it. And it has a great solo mode as well, so that gets it to the table a little more often. Wasn't expecting this to be out, really pleased it was. Let's see what it's going to add. It says it's going to add unique powers and asymmetric start. It's going to add organisations, so you can be... So that's your asymmetric start, isn't it? Different organisations will have different starting powers or abilities. It looks like it's got some interesting kind of dice here, which is great. Quick start cards, because the beginning of SETI was quite slow, but there's an element of that I quite like, but we'll see. We'll try it out, see how that goes. Really important, 3 new alien species, because there were 5 in the original board game. You could get through those quite quickly and know all there was to know about them. It's really great. We've got another couple there to add into the mix, and a bunch of new cards. It's always good, isn't it? And it's still solo compatible. Good to see there's a new scanning mechanic as well, because scanning was kind of overlooked a little bit in the original game. So this is all great so far. Very pleased with what it's promising. Let's open it up and see if I can... Oh, yeah, managed to get through that first time. All right. Okay, so off with the box lid. Oh, there's quite a lot of space inside. So that's quite a chunky deck of cards. That says to me that there's more than 42 new cards. One of these packs is going to be a nightmare for me to get into. Oh no, I'm in. Oh yeah. Okay, right, let's have a look. These look like normal gameplay cards. There are loads here. That's a lot more than 42. 42. I think. Then we've got, I don't know what these are. These look like something to do with the new scanning system, maybe. I honestly don't know. These cards with the pink here, that's something new to me. These look like a scanning mechanic.
type thing. And I don't know, perhaps those might be alien cards. Yeah, they are by the looks of it. This one's the glyphids, so I'm guessing that's something to do with aliens. Okay, so there's some cards, some advertising, instruction sheets for aliens. So what have we got? We've got, there's clearly a spoiler here. If you're still watching, you obviously don't mind too much. But we've got glyphids, Arcos, and amoeba. Okay, that seems fair enough. Why would they not be amoebas? Those are the instruction cards. A nice chunky, I was going to say chunky, but it's the cardboard underneath made it feel chunky. We've got SETI Space Agencies instruction manual. Nice, bright, hopefully easy to follow. And we've got the punch cards. So what have we got here? We've got, that's an alien species. This has got an extra bit here. I don't know what mechanic that would do. And oh, it fell out there. And the other two alien species here. So there we go. That's what we've got in the box. We've also got I think that's just a card to tell me that it's the English version. So these are your agencies: Orbital Dynamics, Fenwick Research Centre, Stratus Core, Deep Sky Survey, Turing Systems, Cosmos Strategy Group, Sentinel Probe Network, Mission Relay, Xenolab, Future Span Institute, and Helion Assembly. So there we go. That's quite a lot of variety. That's good to see. Okay, I think there you go. I'm not as good at unboxing as other people. There are other people who can open a box with real panache. But oh, sorry, frog in my throat. Clearly not me. And maybe we'll do a playthrough of it at some point if I get time. Right. Okay. Let us clear the space a little bit more. And let me now bring in this one, Apocalypse Dragon, Mage Knight Apocalypse Dragon. So this is the first expansion material for Mage Knight in some time. This will promise us, this expansion adds a new hero deck and miniature. Thumbs up, great to have. What will that take us to? So we had, was it 5 in the original Mage Knight? Plus 1 for the Lost Legion, that took us to 6. 1 for the next one for the Tesla expansion. Oh, and Krang. So that's 3, 5, 8. So I think this is 9 now. I think that's our 9th. This will be our 9th Mage Knight. It could have been 4 in the original, I'm not sure. But it's our 8th or 9th Mage Knight. An Apocalypse Dragon miniature. Now, there's a picture of it down the bottom here. I've never been overly impressed with Mage Knight miniatures. And I'm super not impressed with that one. But it is what it is, and I'm not too concerned about it. The Mage Knight has never been so much about the aesthetics for me as about the fact it is a superb play experience, particularly for solo gaming. We've got new enemies and factions, can't argue with that, more content. New map tiles, super duper, love new map tiles for this game. New quests and scenarios, I'm not sure that's telling me a lot. This is the big one though, new campaign mode. New campaign mode, how exciting. And then this one isn't something it adds. Can your heroes save the world before it's too late? It felt like they just wanted another bullet point there. But okay, that's what it's promising. Let's have a look inside. This one's got thicker plastic on it, I think. Oh, no, we managed to get through. Let us get into the box. Ta-da. Okay, the rulebook. Now, the rulebook is chunky for this. It's quite thick. I have to say it's a huge improvement on the original Mage Knight rulebook that I have. But as you can see, very wordy. A lot going on here. That's probably going to take a bit of time to digest. It's got a lovely feel to it. I know some people get excited by that. We have a campaign book. Yes, great. This is a little thinner. So no idea how that's going to work. It's only how many pages total? Page 5, 6, 7, and the back page would have been page 8 had they numbered it. So not that many pages. The following campaigns may be played competitively, cooperatively, or solo. Campaigns follow the same storyline regardless of the mode they are played in, but will operate and are scored slightly differently. Super. Really pleased with that. Here we have a big old wodge of paper, of cardboard, including straight away 2 new tiles. Now, okay, I was going to say, interestingly, this tile doesn't have anything new on it, but it does. It has an oasis. I have no idea what oases do. Oases. Other than the band Oasis or the Leisure Centre in Swindon. This looks like some kind of ancient city or tomb. That's great. A couple of other enemy tokens. Again, we've got this oasis and a temple. Oh, a pyramid. Pyramid's great. So that's 4 new tiles. That's really good. That's an Apocalypse Dragon disc, enemy disc, which people will recognise if they've played some of the expansion material for Mage Knight before. We've got some stuff that looks like lava. We've got some wildly unidentifiable tokens. Lots of these. There's a lot of Apocalypse Dragon tokens. I don't know what's going on there. So these ones have different heads on. So that head of that Apocalypse Dragon is different to the head on that Apocalypse Dragon. Some of them appear to have multiple heads. So who knows what's going on there? Littered around, there's new enemies. Interestingly, the backs of the enemies have these A's on, so perhaps they can only be used in Apocalypse Dragon. That's interesting. Let's just check. That's got no enemies on. Let's find another one with enemies on. There aren't that many new enemies. Yeah, they all have the Apocalypse Dragon mark on. So perhaps they're not mixable. It doesn't look like they're mixable with other elements of the game. But okay, that's quite a lot of new tiles, etc. I'm quite pleased with that. There is a campaign sheet. That's really good. Means they're feeding into the campaign stuff. It's marked campaign mode competitive. Why are they all marked competitive? Are they something different on the other side? Oh, I see. On the other side, you can have cooperative or solo. So it depends on what side of the campaign sheet you use. That's great. That'll keep track of your campaign. Then there is use this bit of paper. And then we've got cards and miniatures. And actually, you can see the insert has been designed to store the stuff from this expansion once you've punched it, which is nice. That's very good. Let's have a look. Cards. Let's open the cards up. Right, we'll do. Okay, we'll do a quick edit there to get me to get the cards open. Who knows whether the backs will match my existing Mage Knight stuff. But here we go. These are the cards for the new person. There's some new artwork for the new person. I don't know what they're called yet. New artwork on that one. And then the kind of recognisable art from some of the other standard cards. Coral, there we go. She's called Coral and her colour is orange. And then we have the... Oh, here we go. Here are some help cards for the Oasis. Recruits as a village. You can get healing there. You can do crystal trading. That's kind of good. If you start your turn on Oasis, gain move 2. Nice. Very nice. A ziggurat. That's what what I said was an ancient city. There's quite a lot on there. I'm not going to read through what a ziggurat does. And a pyramid. So those are our new locations. Against the Apocalypse. That looks like a tracking card. Active dummy player. That's interesting. Then we've got the cards for Coral. These are the Apocalypse. I see. The reason they were marked as Apocalypse only, they are the Riders of the Apocalypse. The 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Death, famine, pestilence, war. That's good. I like that. Then we've got, I guess these are for campaign. Goblin Warrens. Random objects. Spell Thief. A Fistful of Crystals. Free Wine. Mine of Doom. A very personal quest. The Burned Monastery. Admiring Bard. Under Siege. Noble Warrior. Rich Merchant. Cursed. Gosh, there's lots of these. This looks good fun. Ill Omens. Misadventure. Magic Overlord. Fog. Oh, I'm quite excited by that. And we've got simple quests, personal quests, independent quests, and collective quests. Okay, so that's the cards. That's an impressive bunch of cards we've got there. Going back to the... Sorry, here we go. This is the Apocalypse Dragon miniature. Okay, let's have a... Wah! Bumped into the camera. That's the Apocalypse Dragon miniature. I don't love it. I don't love it. I don't hate it as much as I thought I might, though. It's not too brightly coloured, which I was a little bit worried about. I mean, dragons don't have their heads stuck on like that. Anyway, that's your Apocalypse Dragon miniature. Okay. And then, last, we have Coral. Coral? Oh, I like the shield. Really good. I can find no fault with Coral's miniature at the moment. Feels quite small in comparison to some of the other miniatures I've got for Mage Knight. But yeah, like I say, no complaints at the moment. That appears perfectly acceptable.
Okay, a fairly cobbled together video today. If you stuck with me, thanks, well done. If you're at the UK Games Expo today, have a great day and enjoy yourself, and I hope you get some really good bargains. My tip for a bargain is the game Fathom, which they are selling for £10, and it really doesn't look that bad. So as my son said, if you're at a convention and you spend £10, that's kind of the same as no money. So if you can afford that, it might be worth picking that one up. But anyway, have a great time, and hopefully I'll do another video soon. Thank you, bye.